No.
You're Christians, those in long distance relationships, and the simple. Those are the three with the highest probability, the highest rates of being deceived in relationships. Now, someone sent a message that I should repeat the 7 traits to avoid while dating. I
Yes.
would repeat them. They are: number one, the proud; number two, the jealous; number three, the liar; number four, the stingy; number five, the malicious; number six, the jobless; and number seven, the hot tempered. Now, I want to quickly round up here. I thought we'll be able to take two, but I see that the liar is a very interesting um,
Trait.
trait. Now, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. The true intention of a man is not in his religion, but in his character. So stop trying to get his character from his religion, but get his religion from his character. It is the character of a man that will tell you what he believes. Don't ever spiritualize or turn relationships into a religious matter. In fact, all through scripture, it has never been a religious matter, it has always been a family matter. So it is up to you to choose. It is up to you to open your eyes. I would want to quote both from the Quran and the Bible. Look at this. Solomon cried in Proverbs 30, verse 8, says, "Keep falsehood and lies far from me." You don't embrace someone knowing that he lies. You think you can handle that in a relationship. Even let us go to John 8, John chapter 8, verse 44. The New Living Translation says, "For you are the children of your father, the devil, and you love to do the things he does. He was a murderer from the beginning. He has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of lies." The Berean Study Bible tells you, it says, when he lies, he speaks his native language because he is a liar and the father of it. So the issue is that liars are not to be embraced. Look at what happened. God kicked the devil from out of heaven. But you think you can do what God cannot do. That is to now bring a liar into your home, into your heart. When you know this person lies, it is up to you to check. Now, I was checking a quote from Imam al-Hassan al-Askari. He says, "All evils have been locked in a room, and the key to it is lying." The Prophet of Islam, in another tradition, is said to have said, "When a believer utters a lie without a valid excuse, he is cursed by 70,000 angels. Such a stench emanates from his heart that it reaches the sky, and because of this single lie, Allah writes for him a sin equivalent to that of committing 70 fornications. Such fornications, that the least of which is fornication with one's mother." So you understand that both Christianity and Islam curse liars. They do not embrace liars. Let me give you some examples. A friend of mine, he stayed in my house for a while, up to about 4 or 5 years, got married to his sweetheart, and on her 40th birthday, he wanted to throw a big party, a surprise party. So he started contacting some of his friends, some of us, that our 40th birthday, surprise, we are going to deceive her here. He planned the surprise birthday. And to now crown it, he now called her mother, that is his mother-in-law, that, "Mama, you need to come down from the village. I want to do a surprise birthday for her." And the mother said, that she's tired of that. "What birthday is this?" He said, "It's her 40th birthday, and it's a big thing, and I need you to come down. I would send you money, lodge you in a hotel." And the mother said, 40th birthday? He said, "Yes." She kept quiet and said, She is the firstborn. The thirdborn is 42. How can she be 40? How can the thirdborn be older than her firstborn? And he said, no, now she is 40. It was that day he found out that the wife was almost 4 years older than him.
Oops.
While trying to plan the 40th birthday. He was confused. He now remembered that the younger brother had sent a CV to him to help get a job. So he now went looking for that CV. And it was there he found that he was the same age with the thirdborn. He was just, because part of the things he had been talking about, I had asked him one time that, can you marry someone older? He was like, no, how can he? And the wife knew that he would not be with a woman older. She reduced it to her driver's license. She had changed on an affidavit. She was now going to be 40. So all her documents reflected that it was that day that he knew that his wife was 4 years older than him. He confronted her, and she was nonchalant. She said, okay, now that you know, what you want to divorce? And she walked away. And that was an issue, because he was just, and one day he had to ask me, he said, what else is it that I don't know about this woman? There was another one that happened very, very early in my career, where a gentleman in the same church with a lady, he proposed to her. He said he had been praying and God told him that he would be the wife. And she said, are you sure? They were both in the same department in church. So, have you prayed about it? Have you done this? Told the pastor. The pastor was obviously excited that two people from his church were going to get married. So the church even paid for 50% of the wedding costs. And they got married. It was the second day, the very second day after marriage, that she woke up early to get used to her new home. And the man came and said, you are here in the parlor. I was looking for you. There's something I need to tell you. And she said, what? And he said, well, actually, I'm a Muslim. And she was standing. He said, you're a Muslim. He said, it was love I have for you that made me join your church, join your department, so I can get close to you. She said, what? That please stop that. You lead prayer meetings, you speak in tongues, you do all that. And he looked at her and laughed and said, all the tongues I speak, I learned from your church. She was staring, and he was like, he just wants to tell her the truth that he's a Muslim. So, now she shouldn't be surprised if she sees him going to the mosque, and that he won't stop her from going to church. But the issue is that their children must be Muslims. And, she was just staring that, how do I tell people, my parents, that I married a Muslim? It is not that being a Muslim was bad, but if he had told her. I know, in fact, there's a friend of mine whose uncle is a pastor. He's a pastor and he's married to a Muslim, as in an active Muslim. They've been married for over 25 years, no problem. But the issue is that let them know who you are.
Yes.
So the choice will be theirs, whether to continue or not. It was that day she found out that all the prayer meeting, all the speaking in tongues, all the church, he was almost assistant head of the department. He was actually a Muslim. He did all that just to get close to her, because she had been identified as one of those born-again church girls to get her, just go to our church. And that was what he did. Lots of situations where people have been deceived into relationships and marriages, because either, I told you, the people with the highest rates of being deceived are Christians, number one. Two, those in long distance relationships. Three, the simple, and I have defined the three terms to you. So ladies and gentlemen, it is up to you. Someone had told me, I mentioned it earlier, that she tells lies. At times she will say she's home, I'll get to the house, they'll say she's not, you call the phone, another person will. And I said, so when you have found that she lies, what is it? But I still love her. I said, you're on your own. The issue is you do not start a relationship with love. You start with friendship. You start with trying to get to know the person. That is what dating is, getting to know somebody. So you don't start by loving, you start by friendship, trying to see if you can be friends. So when you now let love, and this is the problem, when love is the beginning of your relationships, your senses, your judgment will be totally impaired. But marriage is something that clears judgment. Your eyes will open immediately. So I think we can quickly go to the phone lines now.
Okay, Lagos. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. An interesting conversation we are having this morning. I am Hope Uzo, your host for today, and the voice you've been listening to is Barrister Olumide Kayode Omoshibi. The phone lines are open. Feel free to call us on 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. And the female line 01465 7190. 014657190. You can go ahead to leave us a message on WhatsApp 0809-597-5805. I'll take that again, 0809-597-5805. And finally, also join us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info FM. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Leke, how are you? Oh, wow. Good morning. Good morning.
Many people are not taking our hand that you see. They are doing hello.
We can hear you.
I don't think I had anything. And they are just falling to child of the liar. So I don't hope that they are looking at this thing. They will think I'm asking of it. So my God to really share for my camera.
She'll get it. Thank you very much for calling.
So thank you, Malik Akwede on YouTube. Thank you, Malik Akwede on YouTube.
All right then. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you, Leke Akwede.
Nigeria Info. Good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Ireland.
All right. What's your name, please?
My name is Blessing.
Blessing. Great to have you. You have just 40 seconds.
Okay, I want to talk to doctor to help me because my relationship, I don't really understand what's going on. The guy is not being, although he's being truthful, but like we are planning to do our introduction very soon, and he has decided to be postponing it because there's no money. And me on my own part, I'm trying to help. Like, okay, let me bring this percentage, then you bring this, so that I'm able to set up this thing. And it's like he wants to make it in a big way, wants to make it in a grand style. And then recently, like, I lost my job, and I was trying to call him to tell him what has gone wrong. Only for him to tell me, go and meet those people that have been giving you advice. I have nothing to say about it. And since then, he has not been calling me. He doesn't text me on WhatsApp. He doesn't talk to me.
Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you. Please listen.
Keep listening.
So, you know what I will tell you, ma? What I will tell you is very simple. That you should go and start again. You haven't gotten anywhere. You are with a man who is not ready to marry, but you are pushing to marry, even to the extent of putting your own personal resources for the marriage, and the man is telling you, I want to make it big before marriage. Then you lost your job. This is not the time to think of marriage. It is time to think of a job, because it is a job that will sustain you in marriage. I think you have not gotten to your destination yet. You cannot beg a man to marry you. You cannot beg a woman to marry you. You cannot provide resources for a man to marry you. Madam, you are not there yet. Please forget about this. Sorry if I'm blunt. Just know that you are single. Let's move on.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning. Good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Good morning. We can hear you. Hello. Sorry, we lost that. Please call us in a quiet space and make sure to turn down the volume on your radio set when you do. Nigeria Info, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Innocent.
Good morning, sir. Oh, wow.
Great to have you.
Great to have you. Where's our we thank God for that too.
Very sociable. So this program has really inspired me a lot because I don't even know what to say. And the last word you say, sir. The last word like into relationship, like not start to like loving someone like be a friendship because I want to like because I just put on my phone now so like I didn't comment to the program. So I want to listen to that word again, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you for listening. They say it's better late than ever. You can actually listen and watch the entire program from the beginning. Just follow us on Instagram. Every show here is recorded live on Instagram, so you can watch all over again. We're at the call section. I cannot start talking again, but you can watch it on our Instagram handle. I will give it just before I round up.
Sure.
Yes.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Why? Because I can never manage a liar. There's no way in my life I see a liar as a bad person. I can manage a proud person, I can manage a jealous person because the way I live my life, jealousness, it will never sustain me because I'll carry along in everything I'm doing. Proud person, something may happen to a proud person may humble himself later. But a liar, I used to tell people, you don't love, but you don't manage anybody, you don't tolerate because of when I got that person, I don't tolerate that. Because lie is the greatest sin, it's the worst thing in life, the worst thing that kills a human being, the worst thing that destroys a country. So liar is bad. I'm very happy for you to give this very tip today. I used to tell people, no, you need to tolerate. Tolerate say no, person.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling.
I'm very grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. God bless you, sir. But I would advise you, you cannot manage a proud, jealous person. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, ma'am. Fine, thank you.
My name is Helen. How are you?
Hey, Madam Helen, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
We thank God, we thank God. Oh, wow. We thank God.
I appreciate your kind sincere, though they are harsh.
Answer somebody. You say the way it is. But now need to when you tell you go ask God to think about your life. Bless you for that.
Amen. Amen.
So I've gone through that. You know, I have some friends to be like, you could just meet somebody. They tell they do this, they do that. I said no. It's better you know from beginning what you are going into. So if you can take me the way I am, it's better that way. Because I don't want us to like when we continue, now be like, you didn't tell me you were above 40. You didn't tell me you were this, you didn't tell me you were that. And you know what people don't realize is if you tell a lie, you will tell several others to cover that lie which you said. And if you tell a lie, there's nothing you will say that will balance. You always think of what to say. But if you are telling the truth, you flow automatically. I want people don't realize is say the things the way it is.
Yes.
If somebody
Thank you very much for calling. You've exceeded 1 minute.
Thank you very much. I really
The phone
appreciate
lines are buzzing. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Johnson.
Great to have you.
From Ibote.
Great to have you.
Oh,
Please go
wow.
ahead.
Ijebu-Ode, wow. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you please turn down the volume on your radio set? Mm. Yes,
Yes.
great.
I've known my wife for 30 years now, and we have 7 kids. I have almost 3 graduates, but my wife is not behaving the way she was behaving before to me. If I'm talking to her, she don't listen, and she's insulting me in front of my children. And with that, my children are not giving me any respect. So what I've been trying to do is to make sure she will find a way, and so that I remain alone. So I want to hear advice from you.
Wow. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
How long did you date her before you got married, sir?
I did that for a year.
Was it a long distance, or were you seeing each other regularly?
We were together. She's from Kenya, from White.
And in all the 1 year, you never saw that she was abusive?
She was not like that
She was not like that.
at all.
It was a total surprise to you in marriage.
I have done everything. I've been trust on everything. As a man supposed to marry a woman, I would have that to them.
Okay.
Because all my friends, they know him, they know me so much.
Okay. So the issue I have is this. If it is too much for you to handle, if you can no longer, it is beginning to affect your mind before you have mental health issues, I think you should separate. I always tell people in abusive marriages, you need to separate before one day you become violent. I think, have you reported her to her people? Have you told her family?
I told her sister, but I wanted to report to the family. I'm not on that yet.
In 30 years, you have not reported her to her family, and you are reporting her to somebody on the radio station.
The problem is that I've been spoken to my family.
You are not to talk to your family. Her family is not your own family. Report her to who you paid her bride price to. Tell them this is what is going on. In 30 years, I don't understand how you even live that long. I don't understand. You tell her family first. Let's see what the family can do before you go to other methods. You understand? Call her family. Tell her. Thank you very much for calling. All right, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you very much for calling.
Okay.